Howdy partners, this is I Sincere, remember I said or I'll hate you for it, and I'm bringing y'all another 1 versus 1 Dawn of War 2 Retribution ranked commentary. A couple of things to talk about before we get into this game. I am going to be uploading quite a bit more frequently, and that is because I have lost my job at as a driver, and I am not particularly sad about that. The only thing that I am a little concerned about is where I'm going to get the money to pay for rent, electricity, and my internet. But I will figure that out one way or another. As a forewarning precautionary, if I seem like I'm a little off, that's because I am a little bit off. Yeah, some changes around in medication. I now have like a little daytime medication. It does make me a bit drowsy throughout the day, but I'd like to think that it's helping. We're going to try and get that squared away as fast as we possibly can. But that aside, thank you guys who have been sending me replays, specifically Nerd Play Games and Golf 2-1. You guys are awesome. I know Gravely sent me one before in the past, and I thank you too for that. I appreciate it. I got 38 people subscribed to, and if you guys got some replays to send me or something, please do. I really appreciate when people send me some replays. It gives me something to do, and it gives me a little bit of a break, I guess, from recording in my general style, and helps me, mix things up, feel like it's never getting too boring or anything like that. Not that this game could ever get boring for me. I've been thinking about quite a lot of things that I could be doing right now, and what I was thinking about was thinking about recording like a let's play from a different game. If you guys know what it is, it's Breath of Death 4. Let me know down below in the comments if you'd like to see me do that. Also, I've been talking to one of my other friends who does recording and uploading and stuff like that to YouTube videos. He's very reserved in his uploading. He won't upload anything unless he feels like there's a personal thing to it. But we were thinking about doing a Dead Island Let's Play, and let me know what you guys think about that. Again, it's one of those games I'm not going to take too seriously because it's not a competitive game, and I'm going to be playing it strictly just for the humor of it, so it should be something you guys can, start watching and laugh at, and just have fun. But anyway, let me know about that. I'm going to be playing against Chaos on Outer Reaches. This ought to be a fairly interesting match. I don't get a lot of Chaos players on Outer Reaches, and I'm guessing that's because of usually their unit composition. They're heretics, which are fairly fast at moving and capturing things, bleed quite a bit, and this map does have a lot of open spots to it, so definitely not good for heretics. And aside from that, the Chaos Space Marines being kind of like tactical marines and not being too quick on the move, though they are resilient. And for those of you, and I'm sure you guys know this, and I'm not saying you don't, but you can set map preferences, and if I'm not mistaken, it works like you say which maps you don't like or the ones you do like. Or both. I'm not entirely sure. But you can set map preferences for your ranked games. So if you really don't like, say, like a map like this, then you can you know, basically say opt out of maps like this, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to get this map. It just means that, you know, you're going to have less of a chance of getting this map. And you can see right there, forcing melee with my tacticals, able to do quite a bit of damage. And we're going to get our Force Commander away from that Chaos Lord and focus down some of, yeah, right there, those Chaos Marines, because in a one-on-one fight, the Force Commander is stronger than the Chaos Lord, but is also at the same time, the kill the weak ability makes it very, very difficult for the Force Commander to actually win that fight. Knocking down the Force Commander, and what with your pathing, why you do. Oh well. But yeah, he using the kill the weak ability that he has definitely tilts the favor into his court. Oh boy. We're going to lose him because he's going to get way too close. Okay, or not, maybe. Yeah, well, he's going to go down. Unfortunate. So, that's a real bad catch for us early on. But we're going to bleed these heretics pretty good. Scouts, very good at dealing with heretics. However, not real good with dealing with Chaos Space Marines. However, we're going to remedy that situation. Again, more heretics, huh? I wonder what his inspiration for that was. But I guess we could send them back too. We're going to move down here because I'm feeling a little weird about engaging that Chaos Lord right now without my Force Commander. But I could just kite him around for a little while, deal the damage that I need to. But I feel like, you know, maybe capturing these points, getting the resources going, probably a bit more beneficial. And again, he's just bashing his head up against me with these heretics, and I gotta say that, you know, determination does not equal success. Not all of the time, anyway. But, yep, he ends up bleeding a lot of requisition. Again, uh-oh, they get suppressed instantly. We're gonna try and move around this direction. And we're going to pelt at them with our Kraken bolts. I think they're considered... Yes, they have heavy infantry armor. So we're going to get into a early tier 2. Get our Force Commander back. And our scouts, he's not paying attention to these heretics. They could all very well go down, and they do. Oh, that's a bummer. Gotta real pay attention to your units, especially those softer ones like scouts and heretics. You know, guardians are guilty of that situation too. But with their abilities like fleet and whatnot, they usually tend to survive. And stuff like that a little bit better. Brother, we are pinned here. And since he is targeting our Force Commander... Oh boy. Can we get close enough? Nope. And we lose our squad. I hate that. I couldn't even see the hit animation going off, but... Unfortunately, we lose one of our scouts, but that's just the case. We lost some scouts, so we're not feeling real bad. I mean, feels bad, but felt worse, you know. And we're gonna come up here and stop them from picking away at our generator. He decided to shoot at the node first instead of shooting at the generators themselves. He might actually have taken one down. But we're gonna get forced off into a retreat because of uh-oh. Yep, there it goes. We're getting a Razorback, and if you're asking why, I saw 2 Havoc squads on the field. And while saving up for maybe a Dreadnought could be beneficial in this situation, this is a great line-breaking unit for the Space Marines to have. It's fast, it's mobile, and it does a lot of damage on the move. So, definitely what we wanted for this situation. But, yeah, getting chased around by this Chaos Lord. Going to force him to retreat eventually. And we lose our scouts. Exactly what I meant by, you know, you gotta watch your units real closely. And, yep. He's turning these guys into Zinch. Aw, oh, you jerk. There we go. We're going to just beat the crud out of those guys. But we do take out, over here, their Zinch Marines. And that's good, real good for us. We didn't lose any models on our tacticals either. Right now, because of all of that going on the field, and we lost our both our scouts, by the way, if I haven't mentioned that before. But yep, now that he's got that Zinch thing out on the field, I'm going to be feeling a little bit nervous about moving out with my Razorback. And I'm going to be getting a Plasma Cannon Devastator squad and I also should be getting some Assault Space Marines. But with the current situation right here, I feel perhaps a Plasma Cannon could be more useful. Against Chaos, it tends to be more useful more often. Until those scouts get out here and start to repair that thing up to decent health, we are not going to let that leave our base. We're going to lead with our units here. We're going to get our Force Commander some more upgrades. And he misses pretty bad with the let the galaxy burn. And we got ourselves, or we got rid of that guy. And our Razorback is completely healed. And he unfortunately changed these guys to the, what's it called, Zinch cannon thingy. Our Razorback getting lucky and catching these heretics out of position. Level 3 on my guys over here, which is really good. Gives them more health. Also another good reason for getting this thing. It's good to chase down squads with. If I hadn't messed up right there with the micro, I could have killed that entire squad real easy. Not sure where he's angling. Oh, there he is. Alright, but we're right behind him, so we're not too worried. And he's going to get forced off real quick. So, doing pretty good. Combi Flamer, you jerk. And we're going to... Oh, of course. You know, it would fly through every invisible thing and not get damaged. Gonna get a Dreadnought, because because I wasn't paying attention to my resources, and it built up, and we had enough for a dreadnought, so why not, you know. Uh-oh, Blood Crusher. We gotta get out of here. And, yep, there goes his, what's it called? Chaos Lord to my, tacticals there. And plasma cannons, while generally not used to deal with vehicles, can do pretty good against them. I mean, it has to get a direct hit for it to be really worth it, but, you know, once you do get that direct hit, it is worth it. We unfortunately lost our Razorback, which is not too daunting, because I am still feeling fairly comfortable. He wasted a lot of resources unnecessarily. Blood Crusher putting the hurt on into my Force Commander, and instead of turning to face that thing with our Force Commander, we're going to focus down these guys, because those things are the real threat to my Dreadnought. He gets one shot off. We do Emperor's Fist, knock them down so they can't attack us. And yep, that we did pretty good forcing them back there. Still have these scouts here. We're going to use them to keep our Dreadnought alive. This is a pretty ballsy move on my part, sending my Dreadnought out here alone. But if you think about it, I was well aware of the situation, and because my Force Commander was already there and dealing with those setup teams, so my Dreadnought wouldn't really have that big of a problem. And I'm not too sure what he's going to pull out yet, so I'm going to hold off on my spending for just a moment so I can figure out what it is he's going to do, so I can respond to it better than I usually do. I usually do things on the fly quite a bit. He calls GG, and he lost all of his Chaos Space Marines. And I can't blame him for quitting. I mean, it would have been a very steep hill for him to come back on, but he definitely could have tried. I mean, there could be a chance of me slipping up and just eating it and whatnot, but very unlikely with a Dreadnought on there with so many resources. The heck? Oh, I think that was his microphone or something. I don't know. But anyway, that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you didn't notice, look right there. I am finally in the 4K ranks. That means I am big news or something. I don't know. But yeah, what could he have done better? Well, for one, I think I could say that he should have definitely gone for the double Chaos Space Marines as opposed to the double Heretics. And then he completely overcommitted whenever I pulled out the Razorback. He changed both of his Havoc teams to Tzeentch Havocs. And that definitely didn't go over too well for him, because, I mean, while he could have easily have killed off my Razorback, which he eventually did do, there's nothing else for those things to shoot at. So definitely should have either gone for the autocannon or maybe just turn one of them into Tzeentch Havocs. But yeah, those double Heretics bleeding him real bad early on in the game, and you know, it's such an awful thing to say, but Chaos, you have got to be aware of that whenever you're fighting against Space Marines or Guardsmen, really any race, especially Orcs, I'd think, that when you go for double Heretics, you have got to prepare to lose Requisition by the dime. That Doom Blast, it's useful, it's powerful, but it costs you a model. The fact that they have to get into melee in the first place, that's going to cost you 2 or 3 models, and that's generally not a good thing unless you're actually really sure of what you're doing. Like, you know, say for instance that those 2 or 3 models got you into melee with them and then forced all of their units back and you gained map control, then you can call it worth it. But if you end up getting forced off, then you did something wrong and your plan basically threw you even further back than if you had just gone for double Chaos Space Marine. That's definitely the norm from what I've noticed. But other than that, I mean, whenever he started to lose the map control, you know, I did what damage I could to his units, and then he overcommitted, absolutely panicked whenever I pulled out that Razorback, and I think really it was the overcommitting to the anti-vehicle that really did him in, and also losing those Chaos Space Marines I think really did him in. I mean, he let them change out in the middle of nowhere into Zinj Marines, which if they had engaged my tactical Marines head on like that, you know, if they had already been upgraded, definitely would have won. But that's not the case, and they lost a lot of health, and they lost all of their models. He wasn't paying attention to those and ended up losing all of them. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he did lose a squad early on in the game. Oh yeah, the Heretics. And that will put you back enough so that a Space Marine player will just absolutely crush right through you. Space Marine being notably bad in the early game because of how expensive all their units are. How slow a lot of them are, and a lot of players not really sure on how to make them very cost effective in the early game. It's something you kind of expect. But when you start losing units like that and they start to outmass you, outnumber you, and not only that, outgun you, Space Marines pretty much just steamroll past that point, and that's something you got to be careful for. But anyway, that's pretty much all I've got to say about that. If you liked the video, guys, leave a like. If there's a comment on something, you know, you'd like to talk or something, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to talk to you guys. And if you love the video, go ahead and subscribe. There will be plenty more videos to come, I promise. Not that I have anything else to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is Ice and C. Remember how it said, or I'll hate you for it. I'll catch you partners later.